So after Derpibooru got rid of downvotes, they thought, how are we going to find another way to try and just end our existence as a website? And that's where this comes in. They have new rules, particularly a Rule 0. Doesn't that sound pretentious? Be excellent to each other. This is the most important rule. This was, of course, just added recently. MLP FIM is about sharing, friendship, and understanding. Actually, it's about ponies. Don't drag the site down into flame wars and angst. Keep it constructive and positive. Well, you guys tried to make it positive before by removing downvotes. You guys remember how badly that worked? And by the way, I predicted it would fail. And just like I'm predicting, this is probably going to fail. But okay, let's go through these one by one. They have 4 new rules. Now, some of these are decently reasonable. A few of these are just extremely vague, like this one. Attempts to antagonize others will not be tolerated. That's extremely vague. What do they mean by antagonize? Do they mean they are going to find some way to make sure they're going to get men to look through and be like, oh, this is antagonistic? Or do you think they're just going to confuse being antagonistic with criticism? Which I guarantee you they will do. Because when you make something this vague, only bots can handle it. And bots are extremely bad at detecting nuance. That's just a fact. So this one isn't even a bad rule, it's just kind of vague. Do not troll, attack, insult, name call, that's kind of redundant, or otherwise try to intentionally antagonize another person or group of people. You just said that. That was rule 1. You could have basically made that one big rule. These include making racial, sexual, homophobic, or otherwise demeaning slurs, or posting similarly abusive content. Again, define abusive. This is so vague. That's my problem. It's being extremely vague. Now, this one's a little bit more specific, but again, I want to know, what do they consider abusive? Do they consider... I guarantee you this will be, abused. Criticism is welcome and encouraged when done so in a constructive and helpful manner. The thing is, everyone has different standards on what they consider constructive. You know, what someone can't handle, someone else can. Unless you're just going to let every user run their own page, which would be fine. However, then you can't introduce some type of system where you ban someone from the website. But that's getting kind of off topic. However, using baseless, unconstructive criticism as a veil for the purpose of insulting or attacking an image and or an artist is not allowed. Okay, give me an example of what you consider constructive and what you consider using criticism as an excuse. Because I will not deny that happens. Oh, it happens. But I want to know what the makers of Derpibooru define it as. I'd like to stress, I do not think these are necessarily bad rules. I am more worried these rules are going to be vaguely interpreted. Which is how these types of things usually work, by the way. And the last one, this rule applies to all images, comments, forum posts, and private messages. Little odd, but okay. Along with all other interactions you make on this website. Overall, I want to see Derpibooru explain these rules more. Like, give me examples of each of them and an example that would not be each of them. Because then we have something clearly defined. Otherwise, how do I know this is going to be extremely abused? That's all I want. I want specific examples. I'm Ephrom, and good night.